I don't know if like people know this, but only like 2% of the people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you're new and you're watching this video and you like the content, please subscribe. But let's get into draft. What is going on today, guys? AU here, and today we are bringing you a brand new draft league breakdown. We are doing BBL season 4 now. I've already played my week 1 game because I kind of just didn't know if I wanted to record this draft league or not. I'm done with finals and stuff. There's a big update on what I'm going to be doing with the channel and stuff that I posted on Sunday. So if you missed that, it's going to be in the description. It'll be at the end cards. So you can definitely check that out if you want to. But today we're going to be talking about the BBL. Like I said, I've already played my week 1. I'm not going to spoil it because I do plan on doing a voiceover for it and posting that. We're going to be talking about the draft breakdown today. My team, I'm not going to lie, I think is kind of busted. It's almost an OU team, but in draft league, and that's just crazy. You can kind of see the silhouettes of my team on the layout, but before we get into that, I do want to make sure that I stress that this draft league is for fun. I'm obviously gonna be trying to win it, but in the long run, I'm doing this draft league for fun. I'm doing this to get back into the swing of things of editing, recording, posting videos, all of that jibber jabber. We're going to be pretty much only posting about 1 video a day. The way these videos are going to go up is going to have team builder and the battle all in one. So there's going to be pretty much 1 video, I said 1 day, 1 video per week, maybe 2 videos per week. I'm looking into joining another draft league. I might record that one. I might not, but that draft league doesn't start. The coach reveals don't even come out until the 18th, I think, and it's currently the 7th on the day I'm recording this. So we'll just have to see when and where I get accepted into another draft league. But let's go ahead and dive right into my team because I don't want this video to go too long. We were the 3rd pick overall. There was 16, let me count, hold on, 4, 8, 12, 16, 18? There's 18 teams. There are 3 divisions. I'm in the platinum division. So we were the 3rd overall pick. I think Spectrier and Dragapult went before us. But then I picked up Big Boy Melmetal. And this is a Pokemon that usually is banned in all the draft leagues that I do. And this is a Galar Dex draft league, so there's no Megas, no Z moves, no nothing. It's just Galar Dex, no Dynamax or Gmax though, just regular Galar Dex Crown Tundra draft league. Usually Melmetal's banned, and apparently the admins of this one wanted Melmetal to be banned, but they put it to a vote. Melmetal stayed unbanned, so I picked it up really quick, like at 3. It's a Pokemon that I've wanted to use for a really long time. It has a ton of sets. Obviously, the most well-known set is the Banded Double Iron Bash set, but there's AV sets, there's sub-Iron Defense sets, there are just general bulky sets, and stuff like that. And I think Melmetal is a pretty busted draft league Pokemon. My goal is kind of to just prove that through this season, because I'm usually on the banned Melmetal wave. I know a lot of people aren't. If it's unbanned, I'm not going to fight for it to be banned. If it's banned, I'm not going to fight for it to be unbanned. That's kind of my outlook on it. But definitely if it's unbanned, I'm going to try to grab it. So that's what I did. Well, we got Melmetal at 3rd overall in the draft league. And I'm really excited to use this Pokemon. There's not much to say about it other than it's just completely busted. And what we were able to pair it with is even more busted, because at our 2nd pick overall, which was the 34th, yeah, the 34th pick overall in the draft, we got Hydreigon. Hydreigon was an A-tier Pokemon. I guess I should kind of talk about the tiers. The way that the tiers work was there's S, A, B, C, D, F, and you had to take 1S, 1A, 1B, 1C, and 1 of either D or F, and then you got enough free points to where you could take another A, another B, another D, and another F, and you could just kind of Actually, you could take one more A, one more B, one more C, one more D, one more F. I think it's hard. It was a weird kind of setup, but that's how it went. And then you could only get one S tier. So my S tier was Melmetal. My A tier was Hydreigon. So right off the bat, we're getting a really strong offensive start to our Fairy Dragon Steel Core. Hydreigon again has a lot of different things that it can do. It has roost sets, it has Scarf, Specs, Banded, DD, defog sets. I think it gets defog. If it doesn't, then don't listen to me. I'm kind of bad at this game, but I'm pretty sure it gets defog. Good pivoting, hits a good speed tier right around the base 100. It's base 98. So it gave us a little bit of speed. It gives us a good Scarfer. It gives us a dark type, which is going to be really, really important because Spectre was picked up. Hydreigon gives us a dark type to kind of deal with the Spectre and the Dragon Bolt matchups and just the ghost spam in general that is in Gen 8. And it gives us a special breaker to pair with our physical breaker that is Melmetal, and also kind of gives us a cleaner. It can play cleaner roles just a little bit, but all in all, it's probably going to be like a nasty plot breaker, a sub nasty plot breaker, a specs breaker, something along those lines to help get the rest of the Pokemon on my team in to clean up the rest of the match. Then there was 5 picks in between Hydreigon and my next pick, and for some reason, I don't know how, B tier Primarina made it back to me. It was the 36th pick overall. Yeah, 36th pick overall in the whole draft. So that just went ahead and wrapped up our Fairy Dragon Steel Core, right? Really offensive Fairy Dragon Steel Core, a very defensive, physically defensive Steel type, a very specially defensive Fairy type. It also gives us our Water type to go ahead and start making our Elemental Core out of our Fire, Water, Grass Core. But all in all, this Fairy Dragon Steel Core is like super offensive, has a lot of versatility. Primarina has Sub Calm Mind, it has Specs, it can run Scarf sometimes, it just has bulky leftover sets with Scald and Toxic and stuff, and it's just Primarina across the board. It's just a really, really great Pokemon, paired really well with Melmetal and Hydreigon. Obviously Melmetal is going to try to be hit specially with those special fire moves or those special fighting moves, whereas Primarina just switches in on both of those just in one Pokemon. And then Primarina is going to want to be hit by the grass type moves, which Melmetal resists. Is going to want to be hit by the electric type moves, which Hydreigon resists. It's just all in all a really, really good pairing. And then it's neutral to steel, but obviously you don't want to be hit with a steel type move on Primarina, so you can just switch back into Melmetal. For that, it gives us a base 60 speed tier, which is, you know, not the greatest, but it does cover one of our speed tiers in draft. And yeah, Primarina just really, really rounded out that last Pokemon for the Fantasy Core and started off really strong for our Fire, Water, Grass Core. After that, I picked up MOLTRES, which I'm going to say right now, I think MOLTRES was very, very, very under tiered. I got Moltres at, what did I get Moltres at? 70th pick overall. It was C tier Moltres, and that's just that's crazy to me in Galar. I maybe could see Moltres in C tier for national decks. In Galar, I think Moltres is a tier 2 or a B tier Pokemon for sure. It's been very, very prevalent in OU since it came back, which I know OU's not like the best staple to kind of look at how it would perform in draft, but I do typically think that when you can prep Moltres for things, it's better than just running a general set, whereas sometimes some Pokemon are vice versa. I think Moltres is one of those cases where when you can prep with it, it becomes better. So to me, it doing well in OU is just it doing well in OU is just showing that it will do very well in draft. It's a great physical, I'm going to call it a physical wall. It's not really a wall, but it does do very well physically defensively because of Flame Body and resisting CC and stuff like that. It's immune to ground types. It gets access to heavy duty boots now, so we're not scared of rocks. It's a great defogger, a great pivoter, hits really hard, has base 125 special attack, I think. All around, it's just really, really good Pokemon. It can run physical now. It gets access to Brave Bird. I don't know if it gets Flare Blitz. I know it gets Brave Bird, so It also gets dual wing beat, I'm pretty sure, and things like flame charge. It gets a cool moveset. Like MOLTRES is a very, very good Pokemon. I really do think it was very under tiered at C tier, and I made sure to go ahead and grab that thing right off the bat. It again is going to pair very well with Primarina, switching into those grass type moves and stuff. Doesn't do so well with the electric type moves, but we'll cover that a little bit later. And yeah, I think picking up our defogger this early on was really, really smart. At this point in the draft, we still don't have a rocker. My take on what rockers I took was a little bit different this draft. This draft is definitely more offensive than what I went with in the past. I say that, but like I just got through using a pretty offensive rain team in UGL. And I think that's just how Galar goes. Galar tends to be a more hyper offense or more offensive meta to me in my mind. So that's kind of the take I took on this team. Obviously MOLTRES has the 4x weakness to rock. I don't think that's going to be a problem. We have Melmetal, so like I don't think rock types are going to be, you know, really wanting to come to our team. But overall, I think MOLTRES was a great addition to the team. And then at pick 5, we picked up another Pokemon that I think was a little bit under tiered in C tier, MIENSHAD. I got MIENSHAD at pick 75. And again, it's another one of those things where I think in national decks, MIENSHAD can probably be C tier. But I think in Galar decks, MIENSHAD is definitely a B tier or a tier 2. Especially, I think it was especially under tiered since they had Passimian in the same tier. Like I'm almost, I'm 90% certain. I'm gonna actually check that real quick. I'm pretty sure Passimian is in the same tier as it is. Yeah, Passimian was in the same tier as MIENSHAD. I tend to think that MIENSHAD should always be a tier above Passimian, just because they're almost the same in how they function, except MIENSHAD is faster and Passimian is a little bit more bulky. And then MIENSHAD gets regenerator and stuff. But I tend to think that MIENSHAD should be a tier higher than Passimian. So I would have thought MIENSHAD should have been B tier, but when I saw MIENSHAD in C tier, it was another Pokemon that I really wanted to use. And I was like, you know, now's the time to take it. If I don't take it here, then I don't know when I'm going to be able to take it, because C tier MIENSHAD I just think is very good value. It has reckless high jump kick, which can just wreck teams. I'm probably not going to be running that a lot. If you are from BBL and you're watching this video, expect my MIENSHAD to be coming regenerator and CC to most games. Unless I just really need that damage, I'm probably not bringing that set. But regenerate is a really cool ability, especially because it's a fast U-turner, gets knockoff, gets a lot of rock coverage, gets CC, gets acrobatics, can run AV sets, can run scarf sets, banded sets. It gives us a nice speed tier at I think 105 to kind of get a speed tier above Hydreigon, so Hydreigon's not always the Scarper if we don't need it to be. All in all, just a really good Pokemon all around, a good fighting type to add to the team. It helps break the rock types that we're talking about with MOLTRES. Rock types are going to be pretty threatening to that. MIENSHAD can help break those. It helps break steel types, which Primarina kind of struggles with. Hydreigon also kind of struggles with. I think Hydreigon gets Focus Blast, and then Primarina is stuck using like Scalds on them. So we can kind of help break the steel types with MIENSHAD and MOLTRES, and if we are a banded Melmetal, we can help break those steel types for double arm bash to be able to clean them up later. But all in all, I think adding MIENSHAD to the team was a really good pickup. And then after MIENSHAD, we ended up getting, let's see, we got MIENSHAD at pick 5. Yeah, we got big boy NIDOKING at pick 6. NIDOKING was a B tier, so it gave us our final B tier to pair with Primarina. It also gives us our first rocker. So at this point in the draft, I was like, all right, I don't have a rocker, I've got a good defogger, and my team's really offensive. So I think the best option for my team is an offensive rocker, which is what NIDOKING is. NIDOKING is probably one of the best offensive rockers out there because it can force out a lot of things. It only has base 85 special attack, but when you put on Life Orb and you put on Sheer Force, this thing hits like a truck. You can even run physical sets if you need to. Usually you don't need to. You can run Scarf sets, you could run I don't think I've ever seen a spec set, but I'm sure there's people out there that ran it. Focus sash sets are there. All in all, just another really versatile Pokemon. I think my team does really well at being versatile, and I think I did a good job at allowing all my Pokemon to play their different roles if they need to, and not just kind of forcing one of my Pokemon into one role. But Nidoking finally gave us a rocker, gives us a grounded poison type 2. I think it gets Stealth Rock. Am I crazy? Let me check. Nidoking. Oh wait, I said Stealth Rock. It definitely gets Stealth Rock. I think it gets Toxic Spikes. It does get Toxic Spikes. So we get Stealth Rock and Toxic Spikes in one Pokemon. All in all, again, another really powerful offensive option and a really good utility mon if I need it to, because it does just, it'll come in, it'll force something out, and on that switch I can set a T-Spike, I can set a Stealth Rock, or I can just hit them and you know, claim a kill every time. So that's gonna be really good for our team. It rounded out our hazard game a little bit to let us focus on some more offense later on down the road. At pick 7, this is one of my favorite picks. We got THWACKEY. I was sitting there in the draft and I was thinking what other A tier I wanted to take. A lot of the A tiers that I wanted got sniped. I wanted like Gengar at one point, Alakazam at one point, Raikou at one point, and they all got sniped. And then I started looking around and I was like, okay, well, what grass type am I going to take? I think I was looking at Tangrowth, and Tangrowth got sniped. And I was just like, okay, I need to find a grass type. I need to find one quick. THWACKEY was sitting there in D tier. And I was thinking, grassy terrain does so much for my team. Weakens Earthquakes on Melmetal. Gives recovery to Primarina that doesn't really have reliable recovery. Gives recovery to Melmetal, which also doesn't really have reliable recovery. My ground type is a special attacker, so I'm not spamming Earthquake. If I need Earthquake on Melmetal the same week that I need grassy terrain, I can just bring high horsepower. THWACKEY has base 85 attack, 80 or 85 attack. It's a very good cleaner with banded Grassy Glide. It can just SD and sweep teams, kind of like Rillaboom. Like, it's almost, to me, it's almost as good as Rillaboom, but 1, 2, 3, 4 tiers lower. And you can stick an Eviolite on it. It's relatively bulky. It gives recovery to things like MIENSHAD, which is already getting the regenerator. I think the reason I took THWACKEY was because if a team doesn't prep for THWACKEY, then THWACKEY will be able to sweep that team. Like, I wanted a D tier that my opponent could not prep for. Like, I wanted a D tier that my opponent had to make sure they prep for, or else that thing could really catch them by surprise. And just grassy terrain as a whole, you have to prep for grassy terrain, and then on top of that, you really need to run banded THWACKEY calcs, because banded THWACKEY calcs are kind of insane. So this did wrap up our Firewater Grass core. I think having THWACKEY on the team is going to be really cool. Overall, I'm excited for the pick. I'm not gonna lie, I want to bring it to a couple games, but we'll see how it goes. After THWACKEY, again, like I said, I was trying to figure out what A tier I wanted after that, and this is a Pokemon I think was a little over tiered, but to me, I got enough steals in other tiers, and I'm gonna bring this Pokemon to enough games to justify taking it at A tier, and that is Lycanroc Dusk. I think Lycanroc Dusk is usually a B tier Pokemon, maybe even a C tier. I think B tier is where it belongs. I know a lot of leagues that will put it in tier 3, but I think tier 2, B tier is usually where Lycanroc Dusk belongs. But it fit my team really well. It gave me a base 110 speed, which is a little bit faster than MIENSHAD, and the fastest Pokemon that I have on my draft, which is good. My speed tiers are sitting very nicely up at the top. I have a 110 to a 105 to a 98 to a, later on you'll see a 91 to an 80, I think is what THWACKEY is, or 80, what, either MOLTRES or THWACKEY is 85 and the other one's 81, I'm pretty sure. But my speed tiers across the board are very nice with Lycanroc Dusk on the team. Gives us another offensive rocker. You can set Stealth Rocks with Lycanroc Dusk, and honestly gives us another pretty good fighting type. It's kind of a meme in my friend group that Lycanroc Dusk is probably one of the best fighting types out there, even though it's not a fighting type, just because Tough Claw CC does more damage than most fighting types do with CC, which is kind of nuts. You get Excel Rock for priority, you get Stolen Edge, you get a ton of coverage, Outrage, Play Rough, Crunch, Psychic Fangs, I'm pretty sure, Fire Fang, like, it gets insane coverage. Lycanroc Dusk is a really busted Pokemon. The only issue to me is that I took such a frail Pokemon in tier 1, and a Pokemon that basically is going to come SD Life Orb or Banded to any game. Like Scarf Lycanroc isn't really a thing, I don't think. But all in all, you can also run like Focus Sash sets, like I said, like a lead Focus Sash set with Stealth Rock, Endeavor, Excel Rock. That is possible. I've tried it before and never really worked out, but who knows, maybe there's a game that it will come in handy later on down the road. But I think all in all, Lycanroc Dusk is a very good Pokemon for our team, which is why I could justify picking it up at A tier. And then after that, we are stuck trying to figure out what our last D tier and F tier Pokemon is going to be. And I'm not going to lie, I liked the F tier Pokemon more than I liked the B tier Pokemon. I mean the D tier Pokemon. And my boy Licky was sitting in F tier. I don't know why. Licky is a very good defensive Pokemon. It's only weak to CC. Pair that with Primarina and Moltres, and you've got switch-ins for Licky. Like, that's it. That's all you need. Primarina and Moltres can switch into CCs. Other than that, Licky straight up walls the Spectrier that was drafted. It does very well against Dragapult. It gives a Wish Passer back into Melmetal, and it can run a bunch of like Iron Defense. Does it get Iron Defense Body Press? Let me check. Licky. I think it gets Curse. I don't know if it gets Iron Defense. Does not get Iron Defense. Definitely gets Curse. You get Body Press. Definitely gets Body Press. So you can run like Curse Body Press, Curse Explosion. It's kind of just like an F tier Snorlax to me, without thick fat. It gets Own Tempo and Oblivious and Cloud9. Cloud9 you can run with Wish now, I'm pretty sure, because of the addition to it to the game. Something happened. You couldn't run Cloud9 and Wish on the same set before, but I'm like 90% certain that you can now. So any kind of Sand team, Rain team, or anything like that, I can run Cloud9 Licky and kind of just negate any of those weathers, and just, you know, sit there with Licky and kind of wall their Weather Sweeper and stall out weather turns, which is good for us. Oblivious, you can't be taunted, which is great, and you're immune to Intimidate. On Tempo, you can't be confused, which is the less usable ability, but you're still immune to Intimidate, so that's really cool. All in all, Licky gives us another really good defensive Pokemon. I don't think it gets... You don't get Stealth Rock, do you? It does not get Stealth Rock. It got Steel Roller, which is cool. Gets Knockoff, which is really good. Oh, Heal Bell, that's another big thing. Heal Bell on this Pokemon to get rid of like burns on Melmetal or paralysis on my team or anything is really good. Excuse me. It's gonna be really good in the long run. In case something like Primarina gets toxic and I do need to set up Self-Calm Minds at some point, I can get rid of that toxic. Just, it's a really good cleric in F tier. I think it probably should have been D tier or C tier. Probably D tier is where it belongs. I usually see it in tier 4. But again, another Pokemon that I thought was under tiered, so I took it, and it works. I really like it on the team. And then the last Pokemon that we took was regular Rotom Spook. This was kind of just a pick I don't think I really needed. I think after the 9 that I had, my team was pretty done. Like, I didn't really need another Pokemon. But Rotom Spook does give us an immunity to normal type moves and fighting type moves. It gives us another Defogger if we really need it. It gave us an electric type, a Volt Switcher, a Will-O-Wisper, a T-Waver. It's like, it's Rotom. It's Rotom, and it's gonna do Rotom things. I've never used Rotom Spook. I've used Mow, Heat, Fan. That's pretty much it. I've never used Rotom Spook, Rotom Frost, or Rotom Wash. So we picked up Rotom Spook. We're gonna see how it goes. I kind of just took it because it was another Defogger in tier 4 and it gave me a ghost type. So that was really it. I don't really think I need Rotom Spook on the team, but it's probably going to do some work, and it's probably going to come to a couple games. The thing about this team is I think I'm going to bring every single one of these Pokemon to a couple games. And like I said, if I bring a 6 of Melmetal, Hydreigon, Moltres, Nidoking, Primarina, like those 5 right there are OU Pokemon. And then you just add one more on there like Thwackey, you know, and you're pretty set to go. And like, I don't know, I think I really like my team in this draft. But let me know what you think about it. It's really offensive. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun creating a lot of different sets with Melmetal. I'm really excited to use Melmetal. I will say it was really fun using it on week 1. Kind of spoilers, I did bring Melmetal week 1, surprise, surprise. But you'll see that video when it goes up later on in the week, maybe next week at some point. We'll see how quickly I get that edited and stuff, because I do need to record the team builder for my battle, my week 2 battle on Tuesday, and the battles on Wednesday. Then I've got another draft league that I'm going to try to battle on Thursday, but I'm not recording that one. I'm just going to try to battle on Thursday, and then I'm going to be gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm going to be at my parents' house for a Christmas thing that we have to do, but we'll see when this video goes up. I'm gonna try to get it up by Thursday. I'm gonna try to get it up by Thursday. I might have it up by Friday. Like I might schedule it for Friday. If it's not up by Friday, it'll go up on Monday. So we'll just see how that goes. But it is time for me to get off this video. I kind of ran through this just really quickly. I didn't want this to go too long. 26 minutes sounds good to me. So if you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.